there's one paragraph, maybe less, in Waller's novel where he mentions Marion, Robert's ex-wife. And I grabbed onto them the minute I saw them because I was looking for some way to express who Robert Kincaid was when it was so difficult for him to express it himself. He wasn't the kind of character who would sit and say, well, this is the kind of guy I am. So I needed someone to do it for me, but obviously Francesca doesn't know him. And then Marion shows up in the novel, and I said, there's a conduit for me. And I wanted the song to tell me not so much about Marion, who was a character I knew I was never going to see again, but I wanted the song to tell me about Robert. And so the real trick was in having it be a song about a woman who is, in this case, largely a mirror. She is largely a reflection of what the man she loves feels and responds to. And Marion has clearly spent a lot of time trying to recover from the experience of just responding to someone who is so enigmatic. And I felt like I understood that, and I felt like I had heard that expressed to me by other women in my life about relationships they had had, where they felt like they couldn't even define themselves because the person they were connected to was so mercurial and so unpredictable and so difficult to get a handle on, and yet they were still so drawn to him. So I felt like it was a very complicated set of emotions that Marion had to evoke, but I also felt like this was the gift of what Joni Mitchell was doing in the 60s, and not just Joni Mitchell, but she was obviously the most influential as far as I was concerned. But the gift of a woman who wrote about love not always as a positive force and not always as a black and white experience, but love as this very shaded and very complex experience. And it says in the novel, I think, that Marion is a folk singer up in the Pacific Northwest. And so that was very much what I decided was, Joni Mitchell was a folk singer in the Pacific Northwest. What kind of song would she have written had she been with Robert Kincaid for all that time?